Hi, how's it going my fellow net deckers? This time around I'm back again with another top players deck, and this guy is called Jerrylinew. Recently he posted a Reddit post talking about his Targon Darius Overwhelm deck, and this deck has managed to net him a 70% win rate out of 130 games, and it managed to help him reach top 5 in the North American server as well. Overall, this deck is kind of like your aggro deck, but it splashes Targon, which makes the aggro creature more chunkier, more beefier against other aggro decks. So you have cards like Solary Soldier and Solary Shieldbreaker, where you cast it with Daybreak, comes a 3/6 and it is quite beefy and you can trade with your opponent's creature if they want to trade with you. But of course, another thing about Solary Shieldbreaker and Solary Soldier is that it's kind of like a direct damage source itself, because in your turn 2 when you summon Solary Shieldbreaker, it has 3/6 and when your opponent want to trade with you, doesn't make sense, right, since the buff will disappear after that turn. So you are always getting that direct 3 damage at your opponent's face, and this helps you narrow down your opponent's health to get closer to Darius level up condition, which is if your enemy is lesser than 10 health, he levels up and he can deal 10 overwhelm damage. Of course, you have other cards that can end the game. You have Decimate, and you also have Decisive Maneuver, which is quite important in this deck. You can use it to stun your opponent's creature that is blocking your overwhelm creature, to allow you to deal maximum overwhelm damage, and at the same time it gives all your allies +2/+0, which also adds damage on top of it. So far I played about 5 games and I only won 1 game. The decks I went against was like your typical tier 1 Lee Sin Z deck. There's also your Kinko Elusive, which has not been in rank meta for quite some time. And there's also weird variation of your Brom Soraka and your Ash mid-range decks as well. And all these decks I lost to. This goes to show you how difficult and challenging it is to pilot this deck effectively to win at your 70% win rate. This is not your typical aggro deck where you just play on curve and attack at your opponent every single turn and you just win out of the sheer fact that your card is stronger and faster than your opponent's deck. This requires an in-depth knowledge of your matchup. You need to know what is popular in the meta right now, what kind of cards your opponent's deck is playing, so you can play effectively against them, and knowing when to develop the board or opening attack. A lot of these mistakes I made was made through the fact that I mulligan badly and not knowing what kind of cards my opponent is playing at all. So this deck is definitely recommended to those who have in-depth knowledge of the game and are quite experienced with playing this game already. And of course, amateur players or beginner players should definitely try it out and see maybe this deck works out well for you. There's no harm in trying out anyway. And here's the gameplay. Okay, nice. We have a 1-drop here. Can we replace these 2? Heal Cascade will be useful against Balfeast. I can't believe I had all these spells, man. God damn it. I mean, since we have so many spells, our goal is just to keep our precious pet alive. Can't Balfeast us, so that will take about a couple of more turns before he can get Grasp of the Undying. So we can just ensure that our spider is alive. I should have blocked there, but never mind, it's okay. But it doesn't really make sense to block. I mean, even though we take 3 here, but if we go with Iron Ballista, like, and it doesn't cast anything, we can at least get one creature to go through. Yeah, so in this scenario, it's like if you want to block, right? If we are attacking with 2, so he will want to block here instead. But if we had traded our precious pet, we couldn't have dealt the extra damage here. These would have traded with each other. The horror will trade into our Iron Ballista here. Yeah, and 2 of our creatures stays alive with our Pale Cascade. And 2 more until we get our Darius up, so that's a good thing. And we can go with our Mountain Goat here. So anything go, like as long as our Mountain Goat trades, we can heal our Iron Ballista. glad he doesn't have Withering Will. Dang! Do we take 6 here? No, I don't think we should, right? Okay, Kalista will level up here, that's the problem. But frankly speaking, I'm not sure whether Kalista is going to be saved. Unfortunately, we do not have 6 mana to cast Darius. If not, we could have won the game. What we can do here is we can go with Gem first. Wait, 1, 3, 4, 9. Ah, it's not enough. 3, 5, 8. No, not enough. 3, 4, 6. Yes, enough. This leaves us 3 for Whirling Death or Pale Cascade, so both are good. He can't afford to cast Vengeance if he doesn't have Valfeast. Even if he has Valfeast, it only gives him 1 body. That's all. Yep. Nice. Oh, nice. Well, the question is, I mean, for sure we will have to use this to destroy the Kalista. If not, we might just lose the game once Kalista starts popping off. Yep. So this brings us closer to winning the game. We might kind of be in an awkward situation here though. I think we can go with Darius. Can we afford to take 5 damage here? That's the question. I mean, it's 9 damage. Ah, it's fine. I mean, he can't atrocity us with that, right? Nice, nice. He's trying to draw for solutions here. This 7 plus 2 is 9. He can only cast 1 Vengeance. So we will just attack here. He can't cast 1 Vengeance and 1 Grasp of the Undying, right? Yeah. Expected. So we can do this. Then we win the game. Yep. Nice one. I mean, it was against a not really a ranked deck, but all is good, all is good. That doesn't really save him, right? Yeah, we can just, you know, unload our spells here. Yep, we win the game. Well, that was an interesting deck, for sure. Yeah, it was interesting for sure. But I mean, I'm having a tough time trying to fight against tier 1 decks too. But anyway, it's not bad, yeah.